when we speak about career, no one, very few students would actually say that, okay, I want to make a career in R&D, or I want to be a researcher. Unlike careers that are there in like in the IT industry or things like that. So, why do you think that students are not interested to pursue research as a domain? Technical research as a domain.
You know something, until and unless we get the nectar of life, we don't enjoy it. So I think the students, once they will get the joy of R&D, joy of research. Until and unless they will experience it, okay, wow, this is research where you are given freedom to think. You can think, you can be what you are actually, right? There is no restriction in research. See, when we say research, ultimately you should have an end goal, right? Okay, you want to achieve it. Like in our problem statement, okay, we want to create a monitoring system, a real-time monitoring system for TEC mapping, say. So this is the end goal. But just imagine how we are increasing our own knowledge base, how we are doing the human capacity building here, and kind of infrastructure. And the best part of R&D, we meet new people, we'll travel to new locations, we keep on learning from them, we keep on exchanging information and the knowledge and the papers, right? We do produce papers, we do produce patents. So how much knowledge, innovation we are adding to the world. We are giving solutions to the major challenges, where without, very simple say, there can be two kinds of R&D in a whole holistic way, if we can think also. One research which is scientific on core article. With these inventions and the discoveries will happen. And there is a second part which will keep on adding to a particular service, like a service in the sense, like if you are preparing a software product. So there is a lot of research which is going through how to make the software product. Very simple to say, if you are using a mobile app, what kind of user experience you want to get so that you will use, and the more footfall will come to your app itself is a research.
Correct, absolutely.
Whether you do servicing, whether do IT service, the example is for IT service. So what kind of a software solution you can develop so that most of the people will use it? That is a research.
Okay. My take or my aspect or kind of thinking for this is when most people think that research means there is a lot of failure. You fail, and then maybe you can get one success. Okay, which I think is completely misplaced. That is not true at all, because even your failure is a learning towards something. Okay, and who says there is no failure in the IT industry, or there is no failure in any other domain?
Right.
It doesn't mean that just because you are an IT programmer, you are going to become a Mark Zuckerberg, or you're going to become an Elon Musk. Not true. Okay, the same equal chance of you getting a Nobel Prize just because you are in research is the same as you getting into IT and trying to become a Bill Gates or a Mark Zuckerberg. Correct. So this interpretation is something that needs to perpetuate, that needs to go across, to understand that research is not a scary word. Research is actually a fun word. Okay. Now, my next question, which is continuing here, is that then why is it that research labs do not recruit students? Why do they not, just like you have top IT companies coming to campus to recruit students for campus interviews, why don't research labs come and share their research, or come and actually recruit students or give them work to do so that they understand what is research?
Yeah, I think there is a misconception that research institutes won't recruit in India, or across the globe.
Okay. They do they? I thought it just goes as recommendation that if I'm working with Rajesh and Rajesh recommends, say, I have a good intern, then that person goes to this lab. It doesn't work that way.
I will tell you one simple example, which we are in the current in the current office. So we were requiring now UX engineer for our particular product development, right? And also software developer. So we have posted, we have interviews, multiple candidates.
Really?
Yeah. So, but yeah, there is another challenge. We couldn't sort out the best candidate what we are looking for.
Okay.
But
Okay, that's interesting.
yeah.
So, I mean, what you're saying is there are positions available there.
Even the recent example I will tell you, IITM, like Indian Institute of uh, Tropical Sciences or tropical something, tropical. I don't know IITM. So IITM Pune, they have recently opened so many positions in their projects.
Okay.
Yeah, so there are continuously openings across R&D sectors. See, I think very simple. You take any project. If you are talking about a car, right? If you take a car has a core R&D team who are designing and developing the engines and how to enhance their efficiencies, right? How to give the proper aesthetics to that particular
Car, yes.
car. So research is always happening in each and every sector. Even the water bottle which you are drinking, that has to be a proper research, like what should be the height, what with the with material we should use so that water won't be contaminated, what temperature the material should not melt. There even how lit should
Now
be.
we know you have got a PhD. This justifies when you look at something from a research aspect. When
Right,
you look at something
yeah.
from correct. Why and why not are the two important questions. Okay. So my next question to you is, tell me honestly, can undergraduate students, okay, who are doing their 4-year engineering, be good enough to do research? Are they worthy enough to do research? Should they be doing research? Yeah. What do you think?
So, the point number one then. We will come to our own example at PPCRC. So we have these projects, right? So we have taken our own. In fact, one of the largest project which we are doing, we started with our own students. With a small team of 3 students and 2 faculty, we started with that project. And these 3 students who started coding for this particular product development, they have become a team of 10 people now.
Wow. So, all undergrad students.
All undergraduate students. So it was a small project. So again, if we think why only UG, if the same UG student, they will go outside, they will also do the same job, they will also do coding, or they will also do the product development, they will also do the designing of the products, right? The same thing we are also doing. So it is not something we are doing something which others are not doing also. So
so you're saying that if they can do it, all that they need to do is apply themselves or be willing to think rather than just do.
Okay, let me put other way. Actually, somewhere I was lost my way. See, the work what we are doing here is what a real-time industry needs. Exactly.
Okay.
What work or what projects we are doing, those are the real needs of the industry. What they are actually expecting from us. The students who are being part of us, they are already leveraging their skills to match the requirement of the industry. It means the knowledge. See, what R&D works like a bridge between a theoretical learning and the real world experience.
Okay, I'll repeat that. So research is actually a kind of a bridge between what they learn theoretical in class versus what on the other side is where the industries are actually working. So
right.
it is kind of a passage, or it is kind of the ideal way to apply your skills, use your theoretical base, at the same time gain exposure to some amount of industry projects.
You will work on real-time projects, and then you gain experience how to deal with various sectors or various segment of that particular project. What are the different roles available? And once you graduate from your university or your institute, then once you join your job, you have already a best experience, or you have an exposure of how corporates work.
Does it carry a weightage it carry weightage when you say that in my undergrad I've already worked with a research team and I have been exposed to these tools and I have maybe 1 or 2 research papers? You think it adds weightage to what the industry is looking for?
Of course, it will add. It will definitely.
Okay. So you at PPCRC right now, you have how many UG students?
So we have 5 interns now. And
these are the undergrad students.
Undergraduate students. They are currently final year students now. Currently, IT student. Our own. students, of course.
Okay. Okay.
And the full-time employee, there are 2 full-time employee students who are graduates of our own institutes. So they have completed
Okay.
final last year, and then they are full-time with us.
Are they planning to continue their careers in
We are actually,
research?
the kind of free, see, when we say R&D and a typical corporate structure, so the kind of a freedom which we give to our own team members, right? So, okay,
Mm-hmm.
like if you feel, okay, I don't want to work today, okay, fine, it's okay, you chill there, you be at your home, or you don't want to come to office, fine. That kind of a grooming we have been giving to our kids.
Oh, it's difficult to get into a 9 to 5 job after that, where you have to come and you have to punch in and punch out. It's definitely not, something that is. So it's. I mean, actually, when you speak about this, Rajesh, when you're discussing all this, it really sounds fun. Okay, it really sounds something which is, which I think every one should really enjoy. It's just an extension of your college life with a little bit of professionalism attached to it.
Right.
You have an accountability, you have responsibility. So it's actually.
Ultimately at PPCRC, what we expect from our team is, are you able to deliver timely?
Are you okay? Okay.
Right, no, because see,
Mm-hmm.
it doesn't matter whether you sit here and deliver me the outcome, or you sit at home, or you work in the weekend, or you play in the weekdays. So it is irrespective, right?
Correct.
When it is required, you are there, you are delivering the work. So I see that kind of a free environment and free ecosystem. We are the enablers, right? See, as an academic institution, we are the enablers to give such a free thinking, free thought process, and liberty to change the mindsets of the people.
Correct. And only free thinking can allow research. Otherwise, you will not be able to, if you are caught with a whole lot of do's and don'ts, you can rarely do research. Okay. Yeah. So what do you think, which year would be ideal for students to consider, doing research at PPCRC or similar research centers?
Currently, we are taking interns from their third year starting. So once they
third year, okay.
To TE.
And what exactly are you looking for? What qualifications, what is it that you look for when you're hiring interns?
Yeah, so at this point of time, we are looking for not the theoretical skill sets, but whether they really applied those skill sets. See, learning something in a classroom is a great job, but are you able to apply those knowledge? Are we really able to develop a small size mini projects which has some value, and that mini project which you have developed has increased whether your thought process, whether you have matured, whether your skills have matured? That makes a major decision has to hire them actually.
Okay. Now, as being in the academics, being at I2IT and heading PPCRC, what is your honest opinion of? I know you've met so many students, right? Over the years, you've met them. Approximately what percentage of students do you see having this bent of mind, where they can actually take a theoretical information, apply it to a concept, or take that concept and apply it to something? What is the percentage? Do you see that most students have it, or few students have it? What do you think?
See, I can straight away give the number. Like, it will be always less, right? but I feel it is also part of our own faculty. Faculty members. We have a role there. See, ultimately we are the one who are creating this employment, or creating this employment, and we are also creating this ecosystem or the environment, so called, right?
Correct.
It means we have to motivate them, we have to inspire them to see how you can change the graph of your career.
Great.
And as a faculty, if we are successful at that point of time, I tell you, see why IITs are so successful.
Okay.
Because they are very much focused. They know what kind of a work they need to do. And when students meet a faculty member, they will come to know Falana faculty is doing so much of R&D work or so much of this.
Correct.
So I would like to associate with him. I would like to understand him. I would like to gain some knowledge from him.
Correct.
Just imagine a system or the institute where each faculty is contributing to that level. The automatic students will change.
Okay. Correct. Correct.
Yeah,
Correct.
it is like see, I'm a kid. Say I'm just done my BTech and I came to I Square IT Pune. When I saw this lot pool of talents around me and such a great professors with at that time, if you remember, the criteria to become a faculty member was like you have to become you had to have hold a foreign degree, right?
Foreign degree. Correct. 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 Correct.
Like when you are roaming, each one is a library of knowledge.
Correct. Absolutely.
So we get profound of wow, we have to learn something. Then when they start speaking and when we attend the lectures, that is what we get inspired. We want
Inspired to learn. Yeah. So do you think that maybe as part of the academic structure, whether it is at the university or at the national level, rather than focus on a lot of theoretical, maybe they could include research or publication of a paper as important part of the academic?
Yeah, ma'am. I think I learned actually after coming here, especially for some of the branches, they have made it compulsory.
Have they? Okay.
They have to publish one paper. Especially, I heard from our own institute, comp department. Every student has to, in a group at least, like 3 or 4 students.
Yes, they have to publish. Yes. Correct. So, but it is not as per the syllabus, but definitely the ISQR students or the department takes the initiative. They've created special interest groups, whether it is to do with data mining or what is that, computer vision, or these kind of groups which are there. So, so my last question to you is, what is it about research that excites you?
Okay, as I told you earlier, you can't separate yourself and research, right? You are the same actually, and I will give you some spiritual touch to it. We all are born, right, and we have grown to some level, and then we will die someday. So this is the complete cycle of human life. So if you try to spiritually understand what is happening, why this phenomena is happening, why I am here, why if you are some, why there is a rich or poor, or why there is a disparity in this world, that kind of an, integrity, like you want to, you have so many questions, like who will solve these questions, that kind of an mindset if you have, I tell you, you will automatically fall for R&D, right? So the best part, what I enjoy is you have a self-inquiry.
That is the key word. You have curiosity.
Like why you were born. The first question we say, why you were born? Okay, I am not born for. So we can clear some questions. Okay, I am not born for this, not born for this, not born for this. Okay, then for what I was born? Okay, for doing something good or something best for this result. When I die, something was left behind. Like our own example of our institute. Chairman sir is a role model for all of us actually.
Correct, absolutely.
From the background, what he is and what he has left after. That is what we all are meant for. Our life is not small. No, just.
I mean, when I met him, when I interacted with him also, he was, I think, in his 80s, and even then he was curious. He was curious about how the Excel sheet works, or he was curious about, if you send a mail with this attachment, then what happens? He was, I think curiosity is the fundamental sign of an intelligent, at least a human being.
And that is what you with childishness.
Absolutely. Curious. Absolutely, because these people who are curious are the only ones who are inventors, innovators. They're the ones who create. So when you hire at PPCRC, I think one of the first criteria would be, what is your curiosity index? How curious are you? Okay, that is probably the criteria for selection.
I simply used to ask in HR round, like, what you want to see or where you want to see after a few years of this life, So what ultimately you want to do, why you are here, right? you came to this planet for a particular purpose, right? So have you ever found the purpose, or you want to just do some job and die one day, or you want to really do something like people after you leave, they will remember you, you have achieved or you have done something for the good cause of them. So I think ultimately that's the philosophy, and if that is a philosophy, then I tell you that will motivate and that will inspire you to do something bigger for humankind,
Correct.
And I believe, see, we are not one person, or we are not 2 people or 3 people or 10 people. We are a world, we are a global family. And whatever bigger challenges we have, we all have to come together to address and to solve them. So it is not somebody will solve the problem, or some local community or some other people. Like, you should feel they all are one. The belongingness which matters actually, and when you feel that belongingness between all of us, the brotherhood of the humanities, then I tell you, you will try to solve each and every problem.
Correct. So do you think that now, you said at PPCRC you have a small team? Are you looking at students approaching you for, sir, can we do research? Can we come across? Okay, so you are definitely open to asking students to come and join you for research, or if they come across with ideas, you're willing to consider whatever they do.
Sure.
I think that's a wonderful thing that you're doing at the Prahlad P. Chhabria Research Center, and I think everything begins with a very small team. And especially when you are self-funded, when you are independent, you are generating the income for keeping the research center viable. Right now, whatever your consultancy projects are there, can you just tell what consultancy projects you have with you?
Okay, so currently we are having 3 projects. So one, as I told, giant GIS mapping industry, and wherein 20 students are working on my micro jobs actually.
Okay.
Project, which is a pure consultancy project, where we are developing a software for a medical consultancy firm.
Software for a medical company. Okay.
Yeah. So we are creating the B2B platform to them. And third one is a project management information system, like an ERP. We are creating an ERP to, again, international intergovernmental agency.
Oh, so it's actually varied domains. These are completely varied domains that you're working on. Correct. So, I mean, it is not restricted just to GIS or just to electronic students. It is, IT students, comm students, all are welcome to come and join the team and share whatever is.
Yeah.
Fantastic.
And even one step ahead, people like communications.
Yes, that is definitely a pleasure. That is definitely a pleasure to help. But I'm sure that the team should grow. I'm sure that PPCRC, at least a place that is in honor of Chhabria sir, one of the most curious individuals I have met. Very keen interest to learn, grow, always. Always. So I think this place is destined to grow, is destined to become bigger, and wish that you can get more and more teams, because the younger you hire them, the better and more creative their minds are. You don't need a doctorate to do research, or you don't need a postdoc.
Much easier actually.
Yes, because you are molding them when they are younger. You're getting them to think in a particular way. Critical thinking and questioning everything that is there. So I think that's a wonderful thing that you're doing. So thank you, Rajesh. Thank you so much for this interactive session. And I hope you grow, and I hope you have more and more students to join you on your research team. Thank you so much.
Thank you.